Hi, I'm Ian Dwight, environmental scientist with the Upland Game Program at CDFW. We're here today at the Yolo Bypass Wildlife Area. So the dove season is split into two seasons. So the first is from September 1st to the 15th, and oftentimes that's when the majority of folks will try to hunt doves. There are a number of wildlife areas that plant food plots specifically for doves. These plants include safflower and sunflower, millet, milo, as well as cereal grains that are planted in the fall and the wintertime. Often doves will target safflower and sunflower first, and so often in September, after fields have been harvested in August by a lot of farmers, doves will be attracted to safflower and sunflower first before they feed out on the winter planted cereal grains. And so a lot of the opportunity really comes during the beginning of September and the first couple weekends of the opener. So Yolo Bypass does some habitat modifications by mowing the natural sunflower and other weedy and very high seed producing species here as well. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a food plot for doves to be attracted to it. Doves key in on bare ground with seeds because 99% of their diet is seeds, and they also use grit to help to break down those seeds in their crop. And I think that's something that the wildlife areas know very well and will often do mowing practices and grow food plots so that there are ample opportunities in the beginning of the season for doves before they move on to feed on winter planted cereal grains, often harvested in August. Yolo focuses on some of the more naturally occurring species like common sunflower that you can see here in the field behind me, as well as dock and even star thistle. All these species provide seeds that doves will eat. An important resource for folks who want to access these wildlife areas for hunting should look on the department website. Often the areas will produce annual maps of dove hunting and will highlight the fields that are accessible to upland hunters as well as those that are grown for dove food or mowed or otherwise used in a way that would attract doves. And so Yolo Bypass in fact has a map that's posted and you can download it from the website. And it's very useful. It's actually color-coded and very detailed. And they produce maps like this not only for doves, but for upland and waterfowl as well. I think if folks are looking for a wildlife area, a publicly accessible area to hunt doves, the areas in Southern California have the highest number of hunters as well as the highest dove harvest in the state. And so those would be Imperial Wildlife Area, San Jacinto Wildlife Area, and Palo Verde Ecological Reserve. But there's also a number of great opportunities within other regions, including Mendota Wildlife Area, Los Banos Wildlife Area, also here at Yolo Bypass Wildlife Area, and north of us at Upper Butte Basin, all three units of Upper Butte Basin Wildlife Area, Little Dry Creek, Howard Slough, and Llano Seco, all plant food plots for dove, as well as Gray Lodge has a number of great dove hunting opportunities as well. And I believe that there are other areas that I'm probably not counting, but I think those are the hot spots that come to mind. One of the great things about dove hunting is that there are fewer barriers to access than other types of hunting like waterfowl, where you need decoys, you need waders, and a place to go with seasonal wetlands and water. But with doves, you need four main things. You need cover in the form of a tree line usually, water source, food source, and grit. And I think that if you have a hunting license, you have an upland game bird validation, non-lead ammunition, a shotgun, 20 gauge will do, a baseball cap and a 5-gallon bucket, you can sit on a tree line and wait for doves to come to you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be on public lands, but if you have somebody with property as well, I think that doves are very ubiquitous. And in fact, by the numbers, they're the most harvested species in California, as well as for the rest of the country as well. More dove individuals are harvested than any other upland game bird species. I think that based on the weather this year, we had 2 wet winters in a row, followed by a more dry and warm spring this year, which is ideal conditions for nesting upland game birds. I think that if anything like the quail have really jumped up in numbers this year, I think that doves are looking pretty good as well.